Welcome everybody, Rich Rozek here, and this is PD Talk Live, part of Parkinson'sRadio.com, and also part of Northwest Indiana Talk. And, well, it's the middle of the night right now. I've had a few timely things during the day and some bit of technical problems, mainly Wi-Fi issues and things like that. But let's move on to better things. I decided to get this episode in because I wanted to share a lot of information with you that we've got for Parkinson's. In case this is the first time you're listening, again, Rich Rozek, and we started PD Talk Live about 2008, went till 2013, stopped it for a couple of years, and now we're back again because we have more to talk about. I am in a more advanced stage than I was when you heard me before, if you were listening back then. And so that being the case, I wanted to share with you what I've got going on. Actually later today, as well as tomorrow. I'm doing a couple of things, trying a new, well, I don't know how new it is. I guess it's somewhat new. Special product for Parkinson's people that it actually is a shot that gives you a quick wham bam, thank you ma'am, get you going quick. For those of you that might wake up or be somewhere where your Parkinsonian symptoms, and you go off on them, basically, instead of being on. So this takes care of that, and I'll get into that a little bit. But I want to go over a couple of news items right now for you, and some good stuff happening out there, actually. Yeah, in fact, I woke up, as you can tell, maybe I have sleepy hair, but you'd never know because I don't have a webcam in here, so maybe I have a sleepy voice, or maybe it's just a deep voice. No, seriously though, I did wake up and decide to go ahead and do this. The Parkinson's Insomniac. But no, actually, dyskinesia woke me up. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's a heck of a bad pain on the left side of my left foot, and it's kind of like your foot wants to curve around. Dyskinesia, dystonia, fancy words for basically my foot is twisting and I don't want it to. So it actually woke me up. It was, I guess today, I don't know, it got a little bit worse. So we're brutally honest here. So don't worry about what I'm saying if I'm jumbling around here. But yeah, I did just wake up like a half hour ago, and right now it is let's see, what time is it? 3:49 in the morning, December 8th, 2015. Didn't want to forget about you, like I said. Promised to let you in on what's going on with me. But first I want to congratulate the local Parkinson's support group, the Northwest Indiana Parkinson's. They held their dinner dance, and they raised a lot of money. I mean, this is added to what they've been doing. I mean, they've been doing this for years now. It's been a regular thing. Elizabeth Woodbury and the Northwest Indiana Parkinson's Foundation, and they just actually wanted to find out what the figures were actually. It says here, these fundraisers and other raffles that they had a $10,000 profit, and a lot of doctors were involved there, including Dr. Pallone, Dr. Jennifer Pallone, which everybody's aware of. Bozak Motors of Highland provided a 2-year lease on a Honda Civic for a fundraiser's first prize. Medication costs. So, they're, well, bottom line, it really is that, and this is amazing, this number here. Michael J. Fox Foundation and the American Parkinson's Disease Association, said Elizabeth Woodbury, who's the founder and chairwoman, they have raised in 11 years more than $350,000 to support programs through those two organizations. And they had about 600 people there. And sounds like they had a good time. Yeah, we actually couldn't attend that. We had some previous engagements, but we were the speakers a couple of years back, and they do a fantastic job there. And that's every year they do that. And we want to give them kudos. In fact, let's cheer them on. There you go. That's for Elizabeth and the gang over there. Good on you, and keep on doing the great work for Parkinson's. If you wanna, yeah, good job, everybody. And you can visit them Northwest Indiana or NWI Parkinson's NWI Parkinson, it's plural, .org. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. NWIParkinson.org. Yeah, I am just waking up here. Yeah. Isn't it great to listen to something like this? I mean, isn't technology fantastic where I can actually record something like this in the middle of the night? Let's hope it comes out good. And hopefully I hit all the buttons here. I'm waking up right now. Okay, so this is fun. Anyway, wanted to mention that. So good going for the Northwest Indiana Parkinson's Association, and we've got a lot of people more and more doing things like that. I tell you, in the fundraising events, there's more and more of that happening, and it's a pleasure to see things like that happening, because I can remember back in 2008 when I was diagnosed in 2002. Back in 2008, when we were thinking about what should we do to spread the word about Parkinson's disease, and we went with what we did well, which was basically this kind of thing, talking and communicating with people. So we're getting the word out, and I believe we were the first online show that really shared our experiences with people. I guess you'd call it a semi-reality show kind of thing, since we shared the ups and downs and all arounds of Parkinson's. So anyway, now we're broadcasting to everybody around the world, coast to coast, and around this great big blue planet, which isn't really as big as you think. It's a small world after all. That's for sure. We're broadcasting on the planet Earth and looking for a cure for Parkinson's, right? So let's move on, and let me tell you a little bit about what's going on with me. I've noticed that in the past. First let me say that I do regularly exercise. I've been doing as much as I can. one problem with that is that I've got a back problem from a long time ago, doing too much manual labor, and it still seems to rise up now and then. So I have to watch that for any kind of weightlifting and that or movements, but it does slow you down a little bit, because I would prefer to work out even harder than I do, but you do have to watch out though, depending on who you are and if you're used to working out or not. But you definitely got to work out if you have Parkinson's. It's the easiest way to kind of keep things from progressing too fast. And in fact, there's a couple stories out right now that I'm going to go to. And the one thing to remember before we even go on is that this program that I'm doing is for information and, well, I guess entertainment value. If you find anything funny and laugh at, good for you. Good on you. But yeah, anything that we discuss here, be it medicine or vitamins or working out or exercise, don't do anything until you talk to your doctor. We're not giving you any kind of medical advice. I'm just letting you know what's happening in my life, and hopefully, if that helps, then all the better for it. Just if it helps just to hear somebody else talk and complain about what they're going through. I try not to complain. Try to stay positive most of the time. Every once in a while, I think everybody has their day in the sun or their down day. I think I average one day a month, where to feel sorry for myself kind of thing, and that ends up with just watching a movie, laughing a little bit, and get that feeling away from you, and keep going on. But yeah, to back up a little bit, I've taken a lot of meds. I had a kind of, I guess you'd call it a cocktail, and it was partly done by two doctors, one at Northwestern in Chicago, and then the other at University of Chicago, and that was by a doctor who diagnosed me. And then after that, it pretty much stayed the same, with very little changes at all. I mean, through my what is it now, 13 years, or going on 13 years of since the diagnosis, I've taken almost the same thing, I have to say, except for the first 5 early years. Let's just say around between 8 to 10 years I've been taking exactly the same thing, which is really a 24-hour Requip, your generic Requip, rock and roll, and dopamine during the day, and also generic Artane, as well as Nitidine, and what else am I forgetting now? And some Xanax. It really does help with the tremors. They go away. Actually, my tremors gone away because of the pills, but we'll find out later. I'll tell you later. This ought to be interesting. In fact, I'm thinking about getting on the mic when I'm off my drugs, because as I alluded to earlier, I'm getting more advanced. And I think part of it, now call me crazy, I don't know, but part of it I think is just mind over matter, or it's there's a connection between situations and freezing up. So I've been having some freezing up issues. Yeah, the freezing up thing is just really just not a pleasant experience. Let's put it that way. Man, I tell you, make sure you wear socks if you're having a freezing up problem, because the stopping shoes just really just tears at your whatever, your tendons, your muscles underneath your heel. You bruise it, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm doing, but and it's just not good. The thing is that the freezing thing, it's so, um, it's just a strange thing to figure out. And at first when it happened, I said, well, this is unusual. Well, it doesn't really matter that you take more medicine. That's your first inclination is to, should I take a little bit of more dopamine or the Requip. But it doesn't really help. It's really psychosomatic. Is that, I don't know if that would actually be appropriate to define what that action is. But it's just, yeah. I mean, you're walking and you just kind of stand there, and it stops you abruptly. It's like putting on the brakes so you don't get into an accident in your car. You're putting on the brakes, but your whole body wants to go forward. So, yeah, it's just strange. And then you have to sit there. At least in my case, I'm standing there, and I'm thinking of what to do. And I'm imagining it in my mind. And then I go, and you just have to do something that you don't normally do. Which in my case would be lead with my left foot. So I kind of picture swinging my left foot and lead with it, and I get going again. But yeah, I'm really sitting there. Even now, as I'm talking to you, I'm sitting here thinking about ways to try to incorporate, in my mind, different situations, because I notice if you start humming, or you kind of, if you do something different, it's like you're mixing up your mind, so to speak, or maybe changing the game plan on your mind. Maybe that's what it is. And by doing that, you're releasing the freezing, and you're calming down, because it's such a it's just such almost a shock as you're walking. So something that I just don't want to deal with, And then lately, I've been having more off times. So what I'm doing later today, I might as well go on with this story, is I was advised by my doctor to check this out, and I did, and we're going to try this. It's a company called Apoquin, and they've provided me with a lot of support, and worked with my doctor and his assistants to get me what is essentially a injection. And I've got their brochure right in front of me. Probably best to give you some of this information instead of trying to put it in my words, but basically what this happens to do is it may help you to walk, talk, or move around easier. Apoquin is not used to prevent off episodes, but it does not take the place for your other meds. So basically what it is, it's like a custom medicine, and when off episodes occur, such as stiffness, I'm reading some of this out of the brochure, slow movements, and difficulty starting, like in the morning, if you ever had that problem where maybe you forgot to take your meds the night before, or maybe you did remember to take them and they're just not working for some reason that morning. This is one of these things where you can give yourself a shot, and supposedly it gets you going right away within a short period of time, and get you walking and talking and able to take your meds, so that when this wears out, and I believe it lasts up to 2 hours, supposedly. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the whole situation was a good experience up to this point. So tomorrow, or later today, I should say, we've got a checkup with the nurse from the company, and to learn how to do this, learn how to give yourself this shot. And then the next day, the follow-up is I have to go off my meds for a bit so they can see where I'm at, and then give me the shot, or they're gonna allow me to give myself the shot and see how it works. And you have to do a couple of other things. Some people get nausea from this, apparently. So I've started taking another pill, add another pill to the list of pills that I'm already taking, and but that's supposed to stop the potential nausea. Some people get it, some people don't. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I don't get nauseated, because I sure don't want to take another pill. But what are you gonna do? The alternative is a lot worse, right? So, but anyway, that's what's the big thing happening in my life, my Parkinson's life, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I think I'm gonna take a drink of water here. Oh, cheers. Here's to your health, and here's to mine. I think things are well, I have to have a discussion with my doctor, but it could be that things are leading up to the old, DBS thing, which, seems like eventually that's going to have to be the case, because I don't know how much more room I have in the meds, but first we'll look at that. But with the freezing thing, is just something that I'm trying to take control of, or trying to come up with alternatives, but it doesn't seem to work as of yet. Well, it works in small amounts, let's put it that way, but it's still not where I want it to be. And I do want to get out there and talk to some people and attend some events, and also I want to get back to playing music, and I've been writing and recording, but I definitely want to do some gigs. Have a concert scheduled for next May 2016, big concert actually, and I'm looking forward to playing that. So I want to make sure that I can guarantee that I get on the stage, and at least I can have an hour of time, I'm hoping, where I can be almost myself. So it's just the point of the whole thing is, and the point of doing all this, is to not only improve your quality of your life, but show other people, that have Parkinson's or even other similar type of neurological disorders, where you're defined by what happens in your brain, and you're trying to control it. And it's just a way to show people that you can still create. You can't give up on some of your hobbies, dreams, lifetime of doing things that you enjoy. It's even more important now to do those things, because it gets your mind off of where you're at. So if you're an artist, if you're a musician, painter, you name it, this hits you harder than probably. Well, I can't say probably any harder than anybody else, but it hits you just as bad as any other person that would get it, where it stops them from doing what they want to do or what they enjoy doing. So, that being the case, you gotta find ways to work around it. So, I was invited to do this concert, and I said at first, I said, I don't think I can. I don't know if I can do that. I can't promise you where my mind's going to be and my body's going to be, 9 months from now. But then after thinking about it for a while, I said, well, let me think about this a little bit. I mean, it's, from descriptions and, from your doctor and from how your meds work, that you can only do so much, and you realize you can push it a little bit, but where you're at. And in this case, I would need, to play a concert, I need between 30 minutes and 45 minutes of on time, but you can't guarantee that, and maybe just having this shot could be the difference between that or not doing it. So hopefully it's going to work. I will do a follow-up on this, actually, and I might just jump on the mic, and maybe I'll even interview the nurse that we're going to have here from Appian. That might be a good thing. So, if you just joined us, or you're just tuning in, I guess I'm not live right now, so I'm pre-recording it. So I guess I'm used to saying that all the time, so that's the wrong thing to say. But if you're listening to this recording, see if you subscribe by putting a like on there or subscribing to it, and then we'll let you know when things like this happen, like goofy things like middle of the night, me waking up and giving you some of my stories of what's going on. And I hope you find it somewhat entertaining or informational, because it's hard going through this by yourself. It's always good to listen to somebody else and what they're going through, to kind of compare, but you never are going to be the same as somebody else with Parkinson's. That's what my doctor told me. Never compare yourself with anybody, and that's the case. But anyway, I would definitely want to do some Parkinson's fundraisers, and play some music for the people out there. And what else we got going on? Since we're talking about exercise, I went on to the PD News, and it's let's see here, what do they got to say good here? Average diagnosis of a person with Parkinson's is 60, but a young onset Parkinson's can occur as early as 20 years of age. Can you imagine being 20 years of age? Those of you listening out there, it's got to be a tough situation. I was considered having young onset when I first got diagnosed, because I was, what was I? 43, I believe. Yep. But if they put the usual descriptions here. PD is characterized by tremor, slow movements, rigidity or posture, freezing of movements. There are many non-motor symptoms as well, such as sense of smell, sleep problems, loss of energy, constipation, and mood disorders. Wow, I have some of those. Yeah. Let's see. The cause of PD is not known, although there are many theories. There's no cure yet. Just to let you know, in case you're tuning in for a cure, there isn't one yet. God, I wish, huh? That's what I want for Christmas. New research is currently being done that will hopefully find the cause. And that's what I asked my doctor. I said to him, okay, if I get this DBS and it works good, like say between 5 and 10 years, what do I do afterwards? Good question, right? He replied with, hopefully they'll have better medicine to manage it by then. Yeah, I guess. So I think everything is a long shot these days, or not a long shot, but you just gotta do the best you can, make the best decisions you can. But anyway, the good news is research shows exercise can do amazing things with the brain of people with PD. Exercising is changing the brain, and by doing so, it is slowing the progression of the disease. For people with Parkinson's, exercise is medicine. People with PD have to exercise every day. It's vital, just like their medication. And it's true. Actually, what I started doing was, as I exercised a couple of different ways through the day. I stretched all day, like say three times. I average 3 times a day. I'm doing some stretching. What I mean by that is just maybe take 10 minutes to really do a good short stretch on your legs, primarily in my case my legs, and let's see what else, arms, shoulders, kind of loosening yourself up. So I did it about 3 times a day. And with that, I also do an exercise bike as well as an elliptical. Elliptical's tough. If you're having a hard time walking, that's just, when I'm on, it's tough to do even. So, but I still do it, and I do a couple miles on the elliptical, and I do a couple miles on the bike as well. But not always together right after one another. You have to find out what your body can take, and in my case at least, the reaction from it happens not quite immediate, but like there's a little bit of a delay maybe a half a day or so, and then I get hit with whatever the aftershock is from doing the exercise. But I keep doing it, and but what I was getting to was I also do Tai Chi, and balance, helps out with your balance and all that. Then I walk around the house. So when it's winter out, you don't want to slip on ice, and we're here in the Great Midwest, so Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana area, and easily you could fall on ice and not see it out there. So I started walking inside the house, and what I did was I started going like strides, like count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strides, and then stop, or not stop, but go do 5 short strides, or short walks, or steps, I should say. So kind of, if you're getting what I'm saying, it's like five large strides, 5 smaller steps, then go back to the large, and kind of mix it up. And I'm just doing that to try to mix up the situation in my mind so I can keep going. You'll find that if you are having problems with freezing, one of the goofy things that I do is it works though, is pretending I'm ice skating, and I don't even ice skate, but I pretend I'm ice skating on the kitchen floor, and that gets it gets me to the counter. So there's times where it's worse, when there's more stress going on in my life. I notice that when there's less stress or no stress at all, it's not quite as it doesn't occur that often as it would if there's a lot of things happening. So, and I think that's the anxiety happening. But so anyway, talk to your doctor and ask them if they have somebody that they can, like a physical therapist or somebody that can make you a workout list that you can use, or show you how to work out properly if you have never done that before. And a lot of people haven't. There's a lot of people that just have never worked out in their life, but now they're finding they have to because of the PD. So anyway, something to remember. What's this? Hold on a second. Yeah, there you go. Here, this is a reminder. Remember, gym class, if you were late, well, it's a reminder for you to find out how to work out. And if you're not working out yet and you've got Parkinson's, find out about it, because it's going to help you with it. And you will feel a heck of a lot better. Watch your diet as well. Watch it through these holidays time. Jeez. Thanksgiving, man, this stuff will weigh you down. Try to eat smaller portions, and don't forget with the dopamine, you gotta eat less protein before, and don't eat, until like 30 minutes after taking the dopamine, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, because you want all that to be absorbed in your body, or else you're throwing your money away, and the effects of the pills aren't going to work. So ask your doctor about that as well. There's a lot of things that keep it in line. But the crazy thing about the actual Parkinson's is the fact that it's hard to balance it out. It's almost like, I have that plus the diabetes, and it is a balancing act. It really is. One day you're feeling good, next day bad. You can go hour to hour change. So, but I guess the bottom line is stay positive no matter what happens. Keep that positive frame of mind going and keep pushing. Well, you can tell I just woke up not too long ago, right? My mouth is not moving like it should be. Usually it's much more up than that. So I can talk like this. So I'm talking with a breakfast voice. Maybe like Orson Welles. Now, let's see what else we got. We're coming down to about 9 minutes left. Oh, we got some time to go over a couple more things. The medical minute. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's go to this one. They had this story in the Parkinson's news. designer dopamine neurons to treat Parkinson's. Scientists have developed a new way to ramp up the conversion of skin cells into dopamine neurons, which are lost in Parkinson's, an advance that could lead to new treatments for the disease. For decades, the elusive holy grail in Parkinson's disease research has been finding a way to repair faulty dopamine neurons and put them back into patients where they will start producing dopamine again. Well, that would be interesting. Let's take a look at that a little bit deeper here. Making dopamine neurons for stem cells is a long process with a low yield. These issues have driven researchers to try to develop ways to turn cells that are easy to obtain, such as skin cells, into dopamine neurons, which are normally hidden in the brain, but it has been difficult to obtain sufficient quantities of the neurons. New researchers at the University at Buffalo, I'm assuming New York, have developed a way to ramp up the conversion of skin cells into dopamine neurons. They identified a way to overcome a key obstacle to such cellular conversions. The new research revolves around the discovery that p53, a transcription factor protein, acts as a gatekeeper protein. They found that p53 tries to maintain the status quo in a cell. It guards against changes from one cell to another, said Jian Feng, a senior author and professor in the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences at UV. So he says that we found that p53 acts as a gatekeeper protein to prevent conversion into another type of a cell. Once we lowered the expression of p53, then things got interesting. We were able to reprogram the fibroblasts into neurons much more easily, said Feng. This is a generic way for us to change cells from one type to another. People like to think that things proceed in a hierarchical way, that we start from a single cell and develop into an adult with about 40 trillion cells, but our results prove that there is no hierarchy, and our method is faster, much more efficient than previously developed. The best previous method could take up to 2 weeks to produce 5% dopamine neurons. With ours, we got 60% dopamine neurons in 10 days. Not too bad, huh? It also can be used to efficiently screen new treatments for Parkinson's disease. Well, that's good. Some good news there. And probably a good way to end the show. The episode, I should say. Anyway, this is Rich. Let's see. It's so, these pop-ups tend to happen all the time these days on the internet, right? Everybody wants advertising. Let's click out of this. And I want to say thanks for listening. Go to PD Talk. And thanks for listening to Parkinson's Disease Talk live somewhat. I'll say Parkinson's Disease Talk right now. And go to parkinsonsradio.com for further information on our next broadcast. And you can always go straight to Spreaker, and we thank the good people at Spreaker because they do a great job. So I will talk to you probably, let's see here. I've got an appointment in the afternoon, so I'll probably talk to you after that in a little bit, or I might just wait till Thursday or Friday and give you the whole rundown, and I might even have the nurse guest in with me since she's going to be right here. So anyway, thanks very much for listening. If you like what you heard, or you like some of what you heard, put a like on there and subscribe so you know when I'm going to be broadcasting next. Thanks very much. Take care. Listen to PD Talk Live, part of ParkinsonsRadio.com, out here in wonderful Chicago, Northwest Indiana, about 10 minutes from the beautiful Lake Michigan. And have yourself a fantastic day. And stay positive, okay? Take care.